Well, what is going on, guys? Luke here today, and there are some incredible buying opportunities in June and July. But now that the market has rallied and some of our favorite stocks have rallied 50% plus or more in the past month or two, is it too late to buy those stocks? Well, I will tell you the 4 stocks I'm buying a lot more of, despite them being up massively from the lows just a little while ago. However, I also want to give you guys a huge warning as well about something that has already started and will keep going as we move forward, especially as this market continues to eventually trend up. This will happen to you, so I want you to avoid it as well. So we will discuss all that today, and I just ask in exchange for you to gently tap that like button and consider subscribing too. It's super easy to do if you like the truth without the hype. And let me know which stocks you are looking to buy more of down in the comments. I love seeing what you guys are targeting too. Now let's get a couple things out of the way first off before we ever get started. I'm hearing a lot of talk about June being the bottom when everyone said sell and run away, and there was more YouTube drama that kicked off again, and it was just fear and negativity to the max. It sounds like a good spot for a bottom, but I have no idea if that was actually the bottom or not, and honestly, I don't care if that was the bottom. Nobody will know until we are already in the middle of the next bull run. Nobody knows that answer. And honestly, I hope this is just a nice little pop-up before we take another leg down. I honestly have no clue if that will happen either, but you guys know I love discounts, and the market getting uglier is exactly how you build a lot more long-term wealth with the right mindset. So obviously, that's exactly what I will want to have happen in that scenario. And if that was the bottom and it's a slow, steady climb up from there, those that were prepared ignored the noise and all the drama and just executed their plan, took advantage of a once-in-a-decade opportunity in some stocks. But don't lose hope if you missed it because of all the fear and the negativity back in June and July. Don't lose hope at all, guys. Remember, my buying and yours too will probably look just like this chart. The circle at the bottom is the bottom from the financial crisis, and all of my buys were pretty much closer to the arrows in the circle during that whole entire time frame. They all look genius now, years later, but I didn't even get close to the bottom not once, guys. I just didn't even get close to that bottom. That essentially shows that during this crash, buys made both before the bottom, which you and I and many of you guys out there have effectively done so far, and buys made after the bottom if we are there, which we don't know, but if we are there, your buys after that bottom will look great too over the long run. So we need to keep executing regardless of if we have a bottom or not, if the market runs, if it stagnates, or if it drops further and just gets really, really ugly. We need to continue to execute. Remember, we are not out of this yet, and buys on both sides of the bottom will look fantastic a few years from now. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure we are all on the same page and all that stuff because I'm starting to hear it all kicking up again. So stock number 1 that I cannot believe I was able to buy so cheaply is PayPal. I have been buying this stock during this correction every time we get a 52-week low, which seems like that happened every other week or there for a month or so. For me, anything under $100 per share is just ridiculous. Even $150 is a very good deal. I was able to buy this stock in June for $74, $71, $67, and I bought again in July at $69.69 because I'm a giant kid at times. And do you really have to ask why I bought at that price? It's okay to have fun with your investing too, guys. It's okay to have a little fun even during a downturn. Keep in mind, this is not a high-risk, high-reward stock or a hyper-growth stock or a stock that is not profitable or new or anything else like that. They are a huge profit generator, and the beatdown was just unwarranted at this stage. PayPal is currently at $88 coming into earnings, but I will gladly continue to add on any weakness as this is just a steal in my opinion, even at that price. Yeah, sometimes Wall Street gives you gifts, and in this case, it's a stock that is just on a steal deal despite the big run-up so far. But wait, there is more deals to be had still. So on to stock number 2 that I will continue to buy more of, and it's Google. And Google to me has been steadily and quietly really getting cheap and then stupid cheap despite being a great business, having great management, and having an undeniable moat. When it fell after Snap's earning because, well, Wall Street is just dumb and stupid to connect those two businesses together ever, I had to make a massive buy at $105 just before the earnings call. And you guys know me, I'm not a guy who buys around earnings at all. I don't do it, I don't advocate for it, but I had to buy, and I put a disclaimer up with the buy alert in my group saying, this is not an earnings play because it was so unusual for me to buy ahead of earnings like that. It was simply a great company and it hit my price target and I had to take advantage with Wall Street being stupid. And if it took a dump after earnings, I would have happily bought again after that too. So I will continue adding to this stock as we move forward, as it is still a great deal. And don't forget, you get all those buy alerts and real-time exclusive videos, direct access to me anytime, live Q&As, and a ton more in the Market Insiders private group. I feel fairly confident we have more content than any group out there for the price. It's the pinned comment down below if you're interested, so check it out and at least see what we offer. So the third stock we will discuss today is Palantir. There is no doubt with this latest invasion and the geopolitical environment that's going on right now that Palantir stands to gain from both private and the public sector to help with the future of warfare and kind of the modern world and kind of the way things are moving forward. This has been reflected by European governments giving them another look at least, and some of them are actually signing some large contracts. This has caught Wall Street's attention just a little bit, but we still have a long way to go for them to get fully on board, which is actually good for us small guys looking to add more. And as you guys know, I wasn't buying the fear back in June and July. I was busy buying stocks instead. My last 3 buys of Palantir were at $7.99, which obviously, when I buy it sends the stock down to $7.38, which is where I bought again. And then it went down again under $7 to where I bought again at $6.97. And of course, it even went lower after that because it always does that after I buy. I know Palantir is currently over $10, and it seems like just yesterday it was at $6. But to me, it is still a steal deal under 15 bucks, so I will continue to add on any weakness that may come. So on to the last stock I will buy more of, and this will be controversial for sure, and that is Meta. I know, you guys are wondering about Tesla and Apple and all kinds of stuff like that. Don't worry, I got you guys covered. I'll cover those in a separate video. And don't worry, I didn't forget about the warning either. It's coming here in just a second. My last 3 buys were at $168. No idea why I didn't buy at $169 because, well, you guys know why. Anyways, at $156 and at $157 respectively. I know, go ahead, blast me down in the comments. I totally get it. But this is not the first time they've had to shift the business, as they had done it successfully before when everyone said they were done and out of it and couldn't turn it around. Oh yeah, and they're still just churning out profits despite burning billions on the metaverse. And even if it's a huge flop, guys, they are still a better growth company and more profitable than any value play out there, and they're trading at a cheap value stock multiple, and honestly, cheaper than a lot of value stocks, if you can believe that. So hate on the pick all you want. I could be wrong on this one, I completely agree, but I'm going to be buying more of it. But I also need to warn all of you out there about one thing I'm starting to see, and that is emotions dictating investing decisions, and here's an example of what I mean. Let's say you're wanting to buy a stock at a price target, and let's say it's $20 or so. Then the stock hits that price target at $20 and continues to fall down to $15. Then kind of all the chaos starts and all the fear and all the negativity and everything else starts. The stock actually falls not just to 20, but actually down to 15. But you are scared of what is going on and the media is saying the world is ending, and you fail to kind of pull the trigger. And now the stock is back up at $18 instead of that $15. So you kind of feel like you quote unquote missed it. Basically it was 25, then it dropped down to 20, then it dropped down to 15. And now it's kind of run back up to 18. So you're kind of feeling like, man, I missed that $15. What the heck was going on? Now you are questioning buying at $18 because it had a 20% run in just a couple of days. So it's got to go lower, right? It's just a dead cat bounce, or, this is a bear market rally or whatever. So you basically failed to pull the trigger at $18 too, even though you would have been happy buying at $20 just a few days earlier. And the cycle just kind of repeats itself, with emotions keeping you from ever buying at all, even though just a week or two or a month or two or whatever the heck it is prior, you would have given anything to buy below $20, and you will end up missing every opportunity to actually do exactly what you would have given anything to do in the first place. That's why you have to buy according to your plan and just execute, and have a plan for if it goes lower or if it runs up. But you will never time the bottom, so don't worry about being down in the short term. Just execute your plan instead. And if you want to have myself and a group of 6 and 7 figure investors helping you through this chaos, and you want direct access to me and a ton more, check out the pinned comment for more details and to get your spot right now. And click this video here to see what I'm selling in this market, and click this video here to see how I plan to make big money in this downturn. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.